This is the Sports Trifecta coming to you from DC Prime. My name doesn't matter. I got on the outside. Well, the creme de la creme, the executive producer of this show. What are you drinking there? That's Fred Smoot.
Yes.
He goes by many different monikers, many different nicknames, all given to him by himself.
Thank you.
And then Big Swaggy, Chris Baker, former Washington footballer, is in town. He's got his Manhattan. There's different ways to say that. Manhattan. My name is Chick Hernandez. We're coming to you from DC Prime, as I said. So, first thing out of the gate.
Yes.
This is a brand new effort.
Yes, it is.
I have no idea what's going to happen on this show.
Yes.
Just like our podcast, I have no idea what he's saying. Sometimes it's like French. So, topic number one. You guys played for the franchise.
Yes.
Topic number one is the name. Wow. Not the name of the team, it's the name of this show, the Sports Trifecta.
So you're going to challenge me when we just started the show?
Oh my goodness.
The Sports Trifecta.
I thought the Sports Trifecta was a great name because it was starring 3 sports legends, all right? With Chick Hernandez, the king of TV.
Okay.
With Fred Smoot, the king of all talk. And Steve Zabin,
Where's
the king
Zabin?
of radio talk. Oh, he's missing today. We
Where'd he
filled
go?
in with Big Swaggy.
Swag is here.
All right, so I think I did a great job of it.
All right, but I'm not sure. I'm not sold on Sports Trifecta. We've had a long conversation about it.
All right, so let me ask you something. Because I tell people
snazzy.
in Washington the same thing. If you don't like the new name, tell me your idea for a new name.
Right. Well, I haven't thought that far ahead yet. But you can.
Let's let the fans do it.
Let the fans decide, man.
So we'll see on social media.
Put it on Twitter.
We'll put a
poll.
We'll tweet out prospective names because right now the Sports Trifecta, it does nothing for my loins.
It does?
I got nothing. Does
Nothing?
No, it does nothing.
All right. Well, we will see.
All right, so let's go to the topic of the name of the Washington franchise, the football franchise of which you played. So this week, the president, Jason Wright, came out because some folks got, you know how the fan base is.
Yeah.
They lost their minds because the team put out a video in which they went through names. The fans got a chance to talk about names.
8 names to be exact.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's what TV showed you.
Yeah.
That's what. So everybody said, well, there's 8 names.
Right.
There's 8. And then Jason Wright said, well, we actually have 3 that we're voting on. But I want to go through some of these names real quick. The Armada, the Presidents, Brigade, Red Hogs, Commanders, Red Wolves, Defenders. Those were the 8 that the fan base went.
Could I get you to go through that again very slow?
Very slow. Armada.
Stinks.
Presidents.
Stinks.
Trash.
Now, hold on. This is what I like about the presidents, though. Think about this as a uniform.
Okay.
Thinking about coming out, and since we had so many presidents, you can always put a different president on the helmet.
Hell no.
No, you don't think so?
Plus, there's a few presidents that
you don't want to put on.
Not putting on the helmet.
All right, next.
We're about to come out with a Trump president, a Trump decal.
Yeah, some presidents should wear helmets. Brigade.
Stinks.
Red Hogs.
Stinks.
Commanders.
Stinks.
I think we know where we're going here. Defenders.
Stinks.
Terrible.
Washington football team.
It'll go.
It's a regular sandwich. It's a regular sandwich. It's nothing special about it. It ain't DC Prime.
No, it's not.
No, it's not DC Prime.
But it'll definitely go. I'll take that over to the Commanders.
All right.
Did I forget one?
I'm not sure.
Did I forget one audience?
I don't know. Only the best one we got an option
Washington
of.
Red Tails or something like that?
Oh, Red Wolves?
It's the Red Wolf.
Red
I don't
Wolf.
care if the wolf is red. I don't care as long as it's a wolf. Think about this. For us to be so tough in the land of football, we got more birds than we got dogs. We have no dogs in the NFL. The Cleveland Browns
They're named
after Mr. Brown.
Oh, you're right.
No.
But their mascot is a dog.
No, their mascot, they have none.
It's a bulldog.
No, they took on that moniker because that's why they have nothing on the helmet. Think about this. If we're so tough, why we got all these birds? Eagles, Falcons,
the
Cardinals, Seahawks. We got all these birds, and we have no canines in the NFL. I think it'll be revolutionary for us to do that as Washington.
Hey, they would be the big dogs in D.C.
How about the Washington pork chops? How about that instead?
How about it? Can't beat it here.
By the way, DC Prime, that food, I'm going to eat during the show at some point. You all know that, right?
That food look good, man.
All right, so the name is an issue, and I think the team has done a great job of teasing folks. People on Twitter and Instagram are losing their minds right now, thinking that the Washington Brass will not listen to the fan base. I think they are listening.
They are listening.
I think they hear, but they have to take everything into consideration. They have to see how people feel about certain names and just
marketing, all of it.
That's it, man.
Right?
I think the fans will come back and give them a good name for us to take over with, you know.
Right.
But
But
no one
I
knows.
gotta ask you this: as a football player, though, the name ain't just for the fans.
Right.
As a football player, going to the huddle, breaking it down. Out of these names you've heard, which one you think is galvanizing? Because when the pack of wolves, let me tell you
I would
something.
say the Wolves. Out of all of them, I would agree with the Wolves. You know, a pack of wolves is the best thing to have, man.
Yeah,
He's on your.
because guess what? When you run up on a wolf, you don't run up on one.
You run up on a
You
whole
run up
gang
on
of
a
them.
pack of them.
That's it, man.
Like, the strength of the pack is the pack.
That's
That's
it.
what makes it so different.
That's
and I
it.
know you know I love my Game of Thrones, so I love to throw my Game
Yes,
of
he
Thrones
does.
in there.
Yes, he does.
I'm just saying, the strength of the pack is the pack. The
Definitely.
lone wolf doesn't survive. The pack does.
You're right.
That's
You're
different.
right.
This is show number 1, by the way. I'm gonna take you behind the scenes. So we're supposed to time ourselves. I don't know when I started this.
I don't know.
Do you know when I? Because right now we're at 6 minutes. I don't think we're at 6 minutes.
No, don't worry about it. Talking is what we do. That's why
What we
you
do.
give us shows.
All right, so we're taught. So the name is going to come out. They say 2022. It might come out earlier.
Yeah.
I'm down for the change. We've talked about this before, and I'm not a Washington rah-rah guy. I'm from the area.
Yeah.
But I was not a homer. But what this organization has done over the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And I was talking to somebody earlier. This is the perfect time to be with this franchise.
Right.
Because there's 2 men who have staked their reputation. Ron Rivera, who already had a great reputation,
Yeah.
and Jason Wright, president, first
Yeah.
black president of an NFL team,
Yeah.
has staked his reputation on changing the culture in that building and changing the outlook of this franchise.
Right.
I think, you played not that long ago.
Yeah.
You were in this.
Yeah.
What I've seen is a change for the better.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like even my few times around the facility, you notice the different type of hires that they have in the building. There are a lot more females in higher positions and making calls for the team. It's a lot of diversity within the organization, and that's a great thing to see. But things are going great under the leadership of Jason.
Yeah. All right, look. Go ahead.
I gotta say something to this, because I played for this franchise a long time. I've seen Coach Gibbs in there. I've seen Jim Zorn in there. I've seen everybody in there. Now they have a undefined leader with Coach Rivera. And the culture, not only like when they say changing the culture, that's changing the building. The way you move, the way you think, the way you practice, the way you speak, the what you eat, your accountability.
Right.
And I think that's changed everything right here. And that's why I tell fans, sit back, strap on that seatbelt. It's gonna be a good ride for the next 10 years.
Oh,
because the most talent on this team, the best talent, is under the age 25.
Right, yeah,
They're
right,
set up
right.
for a long period.
They're
It's
all
it-
on their rookie contracts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we built from the trenches back.
That's
so
how
we
you
got
do
the
it.
big dudes, the big bacon smelling dudes, the big nasties.
That's
you
it.
know what I like? When you build a team that way, these guys have the ability to play 15 years.
That's right.
Unlike the smaller dudes.
That's
All
right.
right, we're going to talk. We've talked about the name. When we come back, we'll talk about what this team has done in the early preseason and look ahead. Plus, there's a guy in the NFL, a coach, who did something that just should not have been done, but he called on himself as well.
Let
Be
him
right back
make
here.
it, chick.
I mean, whatever. We'll be right back here on the Sports Trifecta, a name that
For now,
I'm not down with yet.
haters.
Hi guys, Dawn Gelomino here with WDVM Local News. If you want to be a part of the fun, like us here at DC Prime, our on-location sponsor, please give me a shout via the information below. We'll be glad to bring you into the fold of tomfoolery. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Trifecta here from DC Prime in Virginia. Man, I made the trip across the bridge, by the way.
Hey, you can come across the bridge. Just because you live in Maryland don't mean you can't come.
Yeah, I came all the way from Akaki, Maryland.
I can't even spell that.
I mean either.
So stop nagging.
Okay, Grandpa. All right, so game one in the books in the preseason. How much stock do you hold in the preseason for the veteran players?
I would say very minimal.
Okay.
When you're a veteran player, you kind of know what it takes to get through week to week. You know how your body has to feel, what you have to do in order to get yourself in shape.
Right.
The preseason is more so for the younger guys. What kind of depth are you going to have?
Yeah.
The ones are getting all the reps in practice.
Right.
So when you get into the game, you want to just see that the things that they did in practice are going to carry on to the game. But when you get in the game, you want to see what are these guys behind these guys are going to do.
Right.
Because if this guy get hurt, who am I going to put in? Who do I have to go look for and try and sign on somebody else's team?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the preseason is more for the backups than the starters, but it's also competition because there's some starters who are in competition with that number 2 guy.
Yeah.
So
right.
It can go both ways.
Not a quarterback, though.
Actually, it's about, with the veterans, it's about, are you in shape?
That's it.
I know what I'm going to get from you because I got it from you last year and I got it from you the year before.
Right.
The question is, are you ready to play 4 quarters of football? And usually, we're not.
Right.
And that's why it's important for us to get in there because it's a such thing as practice shape and it's such thing as game shape.
Correct.
Right? And you can only get in game shape by playing in
the
games.
game, yeah.
And that's the key when it comes to the veterans, and especially on offense. On defense, we kind of can get together and do our job quickly.
There's so much timing on offense.
Yeah,
so you have to
yeah.
work with each other.
It's all about where you're going to be at, what leverage you like, where you like me at. It's a relationship that needs to be built there.
Plus, you're talking about now, this time, for the first time in NFL history, a 17-game regular season.
Right.
Now, that's different.
It is different.
The question is, when is the roster going to go from 53 to 63? You got to give them 10 more players.
After week 2, right?
Are they doing it?
No, I don't think they're going to do it this year. I think they're going to try to force it with 53.
You can't do
I'm
it.
sorry, it's just not going to work.
Right.
I think you got to have a big roster of 65, and you got to let 65 travel. That means dress.
Okay. All right.
Because at the end of the day, 17 games, it might not seem a lot to y'all that ain't get your body beat on most of the time.
It seems like a lot to me.
Most guys aren't making it through a 16-game season.
Yeah.
So now you add a 17-game season. There's going to be a lot more injuries another week that you got to prepare for.
Yeah.
Preseason game number 1 was a loss to New England. We got a chance to see Ryan Fitzpatrick for the first time.
Fitzmagic.
I like watching him. Once he takes his helmet off, I'm bothered because there's just so much.
Why you hate? So you hate beards?
Swag, man. It's swag,
you can't hate beards.
I just
man.
feel like
If you take your hat off, people will probably understand why you don't like the beard.
Yes, he's losing it.
I'm not.
Hey, listen.
There's no losing it. I grow it when I want.
Hair
It's
club for
receiving, though.
men.
It's receiving,
Hair club
you
for
know what I
men.
mean?
We need you. We need you.
This is going to back. This is like a back pedal when Smoot got
thinning out.
hurt.
You got your DB back pedal.
This is a Fred Smoot back pedal on the 5 pattern. Slowly, yes. But it looks painful, especially in this August, July heat, all that jazz. But what you saw now, Ron Rivera came out and said, "No, there's a quarterback competition." Well, I'm calling BS. It's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I'm not.
It's Ryan Fitzpatrick's show.
I'm
There's
not.
no one on the roster.
I'm not. Ryan Fitzmagic is so old, Baker, that I picked him out.
Tom Brady is old too.
But listen to me.
Thank you.
I got faith in Fitzmagic. I'm not talking bad about it.
Right.
I just feel you know this in the locker room. What's your biggest threat? A cheaper version of yourself. And Heineke is a cheaper, younger version of Fitzmagic.
But he doesn't have the experience that Fitzmagic has.
Right.
I played with Fitzmagic in Tampa Bay.
Right.
He came in after Jameis played.
Yeah.
When he came in, it was like a whole different offense. The spark that he gave our offense, when you saw Deshaun Jackson play with Fitzpatrick versus Jameis, he looked like a completely different Deshaun Jackson. The Deshaun Jackson that we knew showed up when Fitzpatrick was there throwing it down the field. The Deshaun Jackson that we saw with Jameis, he was a disappearing act.
Because Jameis didn't know what he was doing.
I don't know if it was Jameis that we're doing, but he didn't get him the ball the way Fitzpatrick
The
did.
thing about it is, Fitzmagic is fearless when he throws the rock.
And that's what I like.
And he gives his receivers chance to make a play on the ball. Like some quarterbacks, if they see you cover, they won't throw you the ball.
Right.
Some of them will still throw it up and say, my man can go get it.
But just for instance, like in the preseason game, Terry McCollum made a hell of a play. But it was a great jump ball. He made a great play. And if you're watching the game, you're like, don't throw this ball.
Right.
But then it's like, oh, he made a great play, great catch.
Yeah.
And that's the type of stuff that Ryan is going to do. He's going to throw up those 50-50 balls. That's going to give our receiver a chance to make a big play. And if he makes it good, if he don't, then we just live with the
Well, I hate to drop this bomb on you, babe.
Oh, here we go.
But I have this sixth sense that Heineke is going to turn into a Kurt Warner story.
What?
Hey, think about this. Fitzmagic.
That's basically what Fitzmagic is.
Hey, thank you. But Fitzmagic hasn't played 16 games. And we playing 17 this year. Ever.
Well, you're going to see
Think about it. Last year, he should have played 16 games.
Yes, he should have.
He started off, 3-2 or something with the Dolphins? He had a great record and was playing good. And they benched him for no reason.
It made no sense when they benched him.
You sound like my 16-year-old son when I ground him for no reason.
Made no sense.
I ground you for a reason, babe.
No, but he was playing good. I can understand if you're turning the ball over, you're putting the team.
The whole town was upside down.
But he had the team winning.
But he also had a younger version sitting behind him that they drafted in the first round.
Wasn't proving yet.
Right, and you had teammates.
He did prove himself.
You had teammates doing this.
What's going on?
Like
we're winning.
Make any sense?
We're trying to make it to the playoffs.
We got a short time here on this segment. One more question. Running back situation.
Yeah.
Jared Patterson got a lot of carries on game one.
We finally got a Darren Sproles. If you're a historian, if you're a historian of football,
yes,
you notice the small running backs, and I say small because they ain't never skinny.
Right.
Shorter running backs, they're harder for us to find. They're harder for us to hit. And how are you going to put something on the ground that's already on the ground?
That's right.
That's the key. And we finally found that guy. I give the front office kudos for finding Jared other than drafting Chase Young.
Right.
It ain't hard to draft Chase Young.
Right.
It's hard to find this guy.
Like Mike Tomlin said, hopefully we're not in a position to draft a guy like Chase Young coming up in the future.
Exactly right.
Because if you're winning games, you don't have the opportunity to draft the Chase Young. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can turn this thing around so we don't even get that type of quality of player. You know what I mean?
All right, when we come back here on the Sports Trifecta, final segment, we'll talk about what you want to see from this Washington franchise in Game 2 against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we'll talk about a coach that did something. I'm hurt.
Let it out.
I'm hurt.
Let it
Not
out.
on your birthday. Not on your birthday.
Be right back.
Hi guys, Dawn Gelomino here with WDVM Local News. If you want to be a part of the fun, like us here at DC Prime, our on-location sponsor, please give me a shout via the information below. We'll be glad to bring you into the fold of tomfoolery. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Trifecta. Chris Baker, Fred Smoot, Hernandez. Finally, good job. See, this is behind the scenes. Baker hits the stopwatch. We know how long the segment goes.
I'm here for you.
This is called BTS, not the dance crew. All right, so what do you want to see out of this next playoff, this preseason game? What do you want to see?
I want to see them communicate. I want to see them work as a team. I don't care who wins the game.
Nope, you don't care.
Most importantly, I want to see them lead the game healthy.
Did you just burp while talking?
Oh, no, that was really not a burp. That was called a belt.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
That what happened when you didn't get food, baby.
I understand that. We got the food here from DC Prime.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's really good pork chop. By the way, those who don't recognize Baker, he looks a little different these days.
I got long hair.
Yeah,
Long
and
hair,
he's smaller.
slimmed down.
Yep.
He has taken care of his diet.
He's a vegetarian. Tell him.
Pescatarian.
I'm pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
I eat shrimp, I eat oysters,
Yeah.
and vegetables.
You got it all there.
I'm like a half of a vegan.
Half a vegan. All right. And you know, you live in Connecticut now, but you certainly follow this franchise. Game number 2 of the preseason. Are you looking for a particular player, or what do you want to see?
Well, me, obviously, I'm a defensive lineman, so I want to focus on the D-line. I want to see how that depth looks behind Payne, behind Allen, behind
Settle.
Ioannidis. So you got Settle there.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Ioannidis didn't play the back end of last year,
And
right?
that's what I'm telling y'all.
I was wondering, was he hurt?
Yeah.
No, he was hurt last year. Towards ACL.
I know last year he was hurt.
Right.
And he didn't
But
play.
this preseason, I didn't see much.
Yeah, no.
I think smartly they're just saying, look, we got a
Protect him.
17-game schedule.
Yeah.
Let's just bring him along because he was one of those bright spots on this team.
He had like 9 sacks.
Right?
Yeah.
And the year after I left,
Yeah.
I thought when I reached free agency, I would come back and it'd be me, Matt, and the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
But after I left, Matt really came into himself as a football player. I didn't see that from him his rookie season.
Sure.
But when I left, he developed into he kind of reminded me of Justin Smith from the 49ers.
Okay.
Oh, it's very similar.
He's
Non-stop.
like that work-hell,
Yeah.
Right.
hard-nosed white guy that could pass rush and
Why you gotta
stop
go
the run.
white guy? Why?
Well,
You
Justin
don't-
Smith is one.
You don't see too many white guys play defensive line.
Okay,
And
all right.
then the guy who I was comparing him to was white, Justin
Yeah,
Smith.
yeah.
But he was one of the best ones to ever play the defensive end position.
For those folks who are listening, by the way, breaking news: Trish Baker had actually planned on coming back to the franchise.
We all
did.
do.
I did.
No, we all do.
You did.
Everyone has a plan to come
Because we don't choose to leave.
Right.
Right?
It's a
Some-
business decision.
Aaron Rodgers would disagree with you there.
Yeah,
but
it's a business decision at
Right.
the time. And you got to think about it. A guy like Mike Ioannidis, his defensive tackle grade from the year he played before this year is higher than any tackle grade we had last year.
Right.
All right, so he technically
very efficient.
is the best defensive lineman interior
And
we
he's a
got.
backup.
And he's a backup. That tells you how deep he is. Tim Settles had, 6 sacks last year?
Yeah, 6
He's
sacks.
a backup.
That's why I said each player on our interior defensive line can get us 6 or more sacks, which is pretty much unheard of in the NFL. Like
Yeah.
You hope one of your interior guys can get you 6 sacks.
Yeah.
on
We
paper,
got 3 guys that can get you 6 sacks from in the middle.
on paper, this defense could be spectacular.
4 guys.
Right.
Because you're forgetting about the fact that it's Matt Ioannidis, Deron Payne, John Allen, and Tim Settles.
Right.
Tim Settles is the one that they throw out new addition all the time, and they'll bring in Johnny Gill and throw Bobby Brown out. They'll throw in Johnny Gill, that's what
But
happens.
he had 6 sacks.
Yeah.
So he's proven that he could get it done.
Yeah.
Jack Del Rio has a lot of weapons on defense, and it will be fun. We talked about this in the podcast.
Yeah.
Montez Sweat, Chase Young talking about getting the sack record. Great.
That'd be great.
I
That'd be
enjoy
great.
it. But see, when they say let's go do this together,
Right.
that mean they holding each other to a standard.
Sure.
And they finna start to chase each other.
That's it.
I did it with Champ Bailey all the time. Who gonna have the most picks?
Right.
By the way, Champ, I won that most of the time.
Oh, Champ, you watching?
That's my dog, Champ, man.
Hey,
That's the GOAT.
but at the end of the day, that competition is
That's
healthy.
it. Competition brings out the best
Best
in
of
each
you.
each
Iron
person.
sharpens iron.
All right, one other NFL item. That's Lions coach Dan Campbell this week cut his long snapper,
Terrible.
who played, he's the second oldest player in the league, and he's a long snapper who played 17 years
17.
in the league, Don Mulbach. He cut him on Tuesday. We know that happened. The unfortunate part was it was also Mulbach's 40th birthday. And
That's crazy.
to Campbell's credit, in the press conference, he said, look, that's on me. I'm a blank hole, and I hate it. You should have done it better. But at least he recognized that he did it on the
Hey,
guy's
Chick,
birthday.
I know how you got a soft spot, but old people get fired
Wait
too.
a second.
All right,
I've
old
already
people get
been-
fired too.
I've already
No,
said-
but listen,
I was
but
not
listen.
renewed. It wasn't
No,
fired.
I'm just saying, old people get fired
In
too.
your 17th year,
Yes.
you've given everything to this organization.
Right.
They should allow you to leave on your own terms.
That's exactly right.
Especially when you're playing
Hey,
correctly.
You know from playing in the league, life don't happen like that. Nobody
Listen,
leaves
it's a
when they
long-
want to.
It's a long
Unless you
snapper.
play in the NBA. But you're talking about a long snapper.
Yeah.
There's one long snapper on each team. If you're not snapping the ball over someone's head on the kickoff
Right.
on field goal,
Yes.
keep the guy on the team.
No, that's just like telling me, you like, if I get married again, and my new wife moved in the house, and she say, you know what? I don't want this furniture in this house that your ex-wife had in here.
Okay.
She wants a new start.
Right.
Like when this new coach said, you know what? I don't want the old furniture. I don't care how old and antique it is.
Listen.
Kick it to the curb, and I'm going to bring in a new one, just like we did. Coach Rivera cut our long snapper.
Yep.
Sunbird.
Sunbird. That's my guy.
And he brought in the cheese man.
That's my guy.
He brought in the cheese man
But
because
you
you
know
know what? New coach, new start for certain positions.
But an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Well,
And he's been consistent for 17. He's played more years than that coach, Private coach. No
Hey,
kidding.
but right now, Baker, you wouldn't drive an 85 Buick that's not broke because it ain't efficient on gas. Turning corners ain't the same. Like, so it ain't broke, but
right.
sometimes I got to upgrade it.
all right. Well, I'll leave you with this. This was Dan Campbell's opening press conference. His message to the rest of the league. He says this. Here's what I do know. We're going to kick you in the teeth, and when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you, and when you knock us down, we're going to get up, and we're going to take a kneecap off. We're going to stand up, and it's going to take 2 more shots to get us knocked back down. And on the way back up, we're going to take your other kneecap. And then that's 3 shots to get us back down, and on the way back up again, we'll take another chunk out of you.
It's crazy.
That boy's lost his mind. He's lasting
No,
1
he's
year.
an ex-football
He's
player.
lasting 1 year. 1 year.
He's an ex-football player.
He's not going to get there doing freaking up downs in practice.
Exactly, right?
He's too old for up downs.
Is he Marty Schottenheimer?
He's an ex-football player.
So he should know better than having
exactly.
NFL players do up downs in the NFL.
And by the way, shout out to Antoine Randall because he's a part of their coaching staff.
Is that right?
By the way, he hired all ex-football players to be
he
part of
probably
his
was
coaching
mad as
staff.
hell. Like, I can't believe this because we got these guys doing up downs.
And I totally
he knew
understand.
as a player.
But an
Randall
If his coach made him do up downs in camp, he probably was walking
at
off
the
that
end
field.
of the day, I respect Dan Campbell. Way to look
No.
out for your ex-NFL players.
No.
And I think he's going to
I
make it
like
way more than a year. Detroit is a cesshole. Nobody actually goes there and becomes great. If he
Right.
wins anything close to a playoff appearance, he's the best coach they done had.
I'm happy that he's hired ex-players. But if they don't make it to the playoffs, you got to go.
We got to go.
Aaron Rodgers
He's got to
leaving.
go.
They'll be fine.
go.
And we got to go.
Yeah.
That is episode number 1 of the Sports Trifecta. Bake, great to see you.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. A little toast to Mr. Smoot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
A little toast to Mr. Baker.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching the Sports Trifecta from DC Prime. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is good.
Hi guys, Dawn Gelomino here with WDVM Local News. If you want to be a part of the fun, like us here at DC Prime, our on-location sponsor, please give me a shout via the information below. We'll be glad to bring you into the fold of tomfoolery. We look forward to hearing from you.